What's up, you guys? Peace beings. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna do the ultimate guide of being alkaline. To start off, I'm gonna say when becoming alkaline or vegan, we always have to remember what are our reasons. We need to ask ourselves, why are we doing this? We don't want to do this for anybody else. We want to do it for ourselves. With that being said, let's get into the video. So, my number one advice is do it for yourself. So, figure out your why. My reason for doing this is because I wanted to heal myself from depression. I went through something and depression hit me like a freight train. Matter of fact, let me tell you like this. Life, once I hit a certain age, life hit me like a freight train. Do you hear me? Life hit me like a freight train. I struggled with depression, and I said, there's no more me being sad. There's no more, well, not being sad, because that's an emotion, so you have to be sad sometimes. But I'm saying, like, with depression, like, there really was no reason for me to be sad at that point in time. So I was gonna fix that. Depression moved for me. I was going through counselors and everything and wasting my time, because why do you not saying that it's a waste of your time, it was just a waste of my time. But I had to find a solution to this, because depression was not gonna kick me, not me. So when I decided to go vegan, I done it because I wanted to cure my depression. Let's see. You have to figure out why and what would help you along the way. So, like I said before, I done it because of depression. I want to do that. And plus, also, for women, I always had an irregular period, so I wanted to regulate my period. So, best believe veganism did help, but that's another subject for another time. I had to figure out my why. I figured it out, and I done it. Let's see. You need to look up alkaline veganism or alkaline vegan. The people that you can look up is Dr.Sebi, Dick Gregory, Dr. Lala, I think his name is Lalic Africa. Also, there's some YouTube channels that you can look up, which would be Crystal the Alkaline Doula and Be Thyself. A little bit more detail about Dr. Africa and Dr. Sebi and Dick Gregory. They're naturalists. They're herbalists, and they will help you on your journey, basically. I don't know why I'm saying all the time. I've been in business and I still say because I get nervous. So excuse me. They'll basically teach you a great approach of how to get into alkaline veganism. I would tell you to look up Dr. Sebi's nutritional guide, because you're most definitely going to need that when you first start. I'll insert a picture somewhere. But you need to make sure that you have that with you when you go shopping, because once you do your research, a lot of foods that we eat or that we're known as vegetables and fruits are not good for us. They're hybrid. They have been created in a lab, and they hold no nutrients. And what you want to do when you're alkaline vegan, you want to get your nutrients. So with that being said, this guide will help you. Take it with you. Put it on your phone. Matter of fact, take it with you when you go shopping, so you can get these. Now, listen, pause, rewind. Listen to me. This is me. This might not be you. Do your research. But I don't go by everything that's on Dr. Sebi's guide, because we have to remember, we live in America and things change, and I live in a state that might not be tropical or might not have some of these items. And especially, I've noticed that it's a hard, like, let me explain this. Okay, so hybrid foods, basically our number one hybrid foods is seedless fruits and vegetables. Okay, so if it's seedless, and just because it's organic, I mean, yes, it's better for you, But just because it says organic seedless grape does not mean it's not hybrid, because anything that's seedless is hybrid. Just so you know, just FYI. So with that being said, I've noticed when shopping for me and my family that this nutrition guide helps you, but you have to do your own research basically. But I have noticed that, okay, so say I might want grapes, and yes, grapes are good for you. They help rejuvenize your cells. But when it comes to seedless grapes, what is that helping me? It's not helping me. So if I want grapes, I have to go to, how do I say, a suburban town or somewhere like a Mexican or Hispanic or Asian market, because they have it and it's most of the time organic. But seedless grapes are hard to find here where I'm located. Also, through the summer months, I love me some watermelon, so watermelon's key. But it's hard to find seeded watermelon. And if you do find seeded watermelons, most of the time it's not organic, so can't eat that. Let me see. But one of the main things is do your research and at least get familiar with the nutrition guide. Let's see. I've discovered certain things that you have to remember. Products that have been hybridized, I guess that's why you would say it. They do not promote nutrition. So when you're doing alkaline vegan, you're mostly raw. So by raw, I mean like salads. Okay, so with salads, what do you think? You're gonna think iceberg lettuce or lettuce in general. But most people use iceberg lettuce. Iceberg lettuce is hybridized. It's not nutritional for the body. If you do your research and look it up, a lot of iceberg lettuce is made and produced with plastic. Like I said, research. Don't take my word for it. Research. So with the lettuce that I would use is romaine lettuce, but you also have to remember that organic products is your friend unless you grow your own stuff and you still don't use chemicals with that. With my salads, I have to do, when I was doing raw, I done romaine lettuce, carrots is hybrid, so no carrots. I done tomatoes. Some people, how do I explain this? Okay, the big tomatoes that you see in the stores, they're hybridized, so people don't use that. And if you're on your healing journey, then I recommend don't cheating and not using them either because they're hybrid. But I usually use romaine, Roman tomatoes. I would chop them up, and let's believe, listen to me, I was not a tomato person before becoming vegan or doing alkaline. I did not like tomatoes. I didn't like the smell of them. I didn't like the taste of them. But once I got into doing this and I fasted and put my mind to it, I like tomatoes now. But also I do, I'll tell you what I done. So back to it. Excuse me. Get sidetracked. I done romaine lettuce, Roman tomatoes. I would sometimes cut up cucumbers, but I don't really like cucumbers. So with that being said, if you want a better tasting cucumber, I would say get the hardest one that you can find, cut it up and put a little seasoning that you like. I done red crushed peppers because I like it. But you build your own salad. Hemp seeds are good for you. Don't use too much of them though. Make sure they're organic and make sure they're organic. What else is something that I done? No ranch, no sauce for your dressing unless you make your own. This is organic for you. You can do Todd Conscious Kitchen. He has some recipes. Be Thyself has some recipes for you making your own dressing. I would do a hemp seed dressing, but you have to let the hemp seeds soak. So just remember that. Let me see. Next thing. Where to shop? As you heard me before, you really have to go to a suburban area. A lot of like places like Walmart and stuff sell hybrid foods, and they might say organic, but they're still hybrid. There's just better places to shop for organic foods when you're going to this type of diet. Sprouts, Whole Foods, Kroger. Kroger's alright. You can find quite a few things, but you're not gonna find everything there. Aldi's is a good place. Farmers markets, chef kiss. Farmers markets is the best place to go. That's where I would get my watermelon and a lot of my fruits and stuff. But if you don't have an area where farmers markets are found, at this time of year, best place is Sprouts, Whole Foods. Oh, and don't forget, you can go to Asian or African or Hispanic, Mexican markets, and they also have a lot of stuff that you will find. My next one is cookware. So a lot of our cookware has chemicals in it. And when you're cooking your food, if you do choose to cook, like I said, I was raw in the beginning, but I do decide to cook my food sometimes. When you do cook your food, you don't want to use something that has chemicals in it. Because once them chemicals, you're trying to detox your body, you're getting this away from this. You don't want to cook with stuff that's going to get it into your food. So with cookware, you're going to need cast iron skillet. Yes, they can be expensive, but it's needed. And you can find some cheap, like at TJ Maxx or Ross's or Marshall's, places like that. You can find bamboo spoons. Let me think of what else. You don't want anything with chemicals in it, so you don't want to use aluminum foil. You don't want to use, because aluminum gets in your body, that's the heavy metals that you need to detox from. You heard me? I can get into more about that if you leave a comment below if you want to know more. But yeah, cooking, you have to make sure if you're cooking your food with certain stuff, you have to make sure that it's right. I would say cast iron skillet is the most important. You can also get your, some, like I said, most people lack iron. You can get that. You get your iron from that. You avoid non-stick pans. You avoid plastic, like Tupperware, because I noticed, like, okay, so say if my food, notice if your food is, let me say, like if you just cooked your food and you put it in a plastic Tupperware, the plastic can, or make sure it's BPA. Aluminum pots. So if y'all notice that when you have aluminum pots, a lot of times you're cooking with them, or aluminum skillets, and you're taking and cooking with them, you notice that they tend to, I guess with the heat that we use on them, they tend to get out of shape. So you just imagine what kind of contents is going into your food when you're using that. And that's stuff that you don't want in your food. You want to be aware of the chemical products that you put on your skin. That's another major thing. When it comes to being alkaline and you're trying to detox your body from these harsh chemicals or harsh stains, you want to be aware of what you put on, products that you put on your body. So with that being said, think about this. So we have lymph nodes under our armpits. So you ever had a knot under your armpit because you might have put on a different deodorant or stuff like that? Well, some deodorants have aluminum in it. So you imagine your lymph nodes is getting clogged up. That's why you got this knot. So what the lymphatic system does is it purifies the toxins that are in your body. So it gets rid of them, flushes them out basically. So with that being said, if you're putting deodorant on it and it's getting clogged up, it's not doing what it's supposed to do. So sometimes I choose to use what is the name of that deodorant? I forgot the name of it, but I think it's Humble. Humble deodorant is a good brand, I guess, for detox. But usually I just don't use deodorant. I don't really know. I've noticed, like, since I went vegan, I don't really, like, if I sweat, it don't really have a smell unless I'm eating foods that are not good for me. So that's just the FYI. But also body washes. A lot of body washes have harsh chemicals in it, and you would want to use something like, I know a lot of people hate, and make excuses for certain stuff, but I'm not gonna say that I don't use this brand. I use this brand, and it is, what is it called? Dang it, I forgot the name of it. Body wash I use is Dr. Bronner's. I use the unscented baby kind, so it doesn't have any harsh stuff. I mean, not saying the other stuff is harsh, but just harsh for my skin. Maybe not. Yeah, I just try not to, like I said, stay chemical free. So I use the unscented and the baby wash because that's one I noticed that doesn't have harsh chemicals in it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below what you want and some suggestions of what you want the next video to be about. Like button and subscribe.